All right, happy Tuesday, 8th graders. Hope you had a good day. Now it's time for some math notes. Today is November 19th, 2013, and this is going to be page 24 of your notes. And it's going to be a continuation of the notes that we started yesterday, where you have to solve multi-step equations. This one, you're going to have to use the distributive property to be able to solve these.
Hi, 8th grade. It's Mr. Crip.
Get out of here, Mr. Cribb. Yeah, get out of here, Mr. Cripp. These English teachers just love math and want to be in here all the time. All right, so today's lesson, solving multi-step equations using the distributive property. And after today's lesson, guess what? You're going to be able to solve equations that require using the distributive property. And here is an example of a type of problem that we've seen already, where you have a -2 on the outside of the parentheses, and then 7 plus m on the inside. As you know, we need to distribute that -2 into the other terms. So it says, what operation do you perform to distribute the -2? And that's going to be multiplication, just like you said. That's right, I can hear what you're thinking. All right, next one, use the distributive property and then combine like terms on the problem below. Whew, all right. So this -8j, we cannot do anything with that yet. There's no parentheses next to it, so that's not going to get distributed. We're just going to bring that straight down. But this -6 here, that can be distributed times the -3 and then times the j. So a -6 times a -3 is a positive 18. And then a -6 times j is minus or -6j. Ooh, that's an ugly 6. Then we're not done because we can combine like terms. So here I've got a -8j and I've got a -6j. Those would combine to -14j, and then I would keep the plus 18. And that would be your answer. All right, let's scroll down below and do another one, and we'll list out the steps. So we've got 2 times x plus 4 plus 6 equals 22. So we're going to use the distributive property to rewrite the equation with no parentheses, and that's going to be multiplying it by those terms. So we would end up getting 2x plus 8 plus 6 equals 22. Then we would combine, that's right, you guessed it, all like terms. And like Mr. Harvey said in class today, you can only combine terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. So this 6 and that 22 cannot be combined because they're not on the same side of the equal sign. But the 2x here is going to stay because there's no other term to combine that with. And then the 8 and the 6 becomes 14. That equals 22. So then we would subtract 14 from each side, and we would be left with 2x equals 8. And then we would divide each side by 2, x equals 4. All right, so just to fill in our steps, we use the distributive property to rewrite the equation with no parentheses. Then we combine all like terms, and then we isolate the variable by undoing the operations in reverse or backwards order. All right, so we're going to do 3 examples together, and then you're going to do the 4th one on your own and be ready to talk about that tomorrow. So here we have to distribute the 2, so we get 2x plus 8 plus 6 equals 22, and then we're left with 2x plus 14 equals 22, and we subtract 14, we're left with 2x equals 8. We already did this up above, I'm just realizing. All right, so now we're left with x equals 4. All right, going over to the next page. We have 1 minus 3 times n plus 5 equals -8. All right, so the 1 we can do nothing with. We're just going to bring that down. But we can distribute that -3. So it's going to be minus 3n minus 15 equals -8. The 1 and the -15 can be combined to -14. And then we bring down the minus 3n equals -8. We need to add 14 to each side, so we're left with -3n equals 6. divide each side by -3, and we're left with n equals -2. All right, last one that we're going to do together, and then you're going to do number 4. This 6 can be distributed inside there. So we would get 6t minus 12 minus 76 equals -142. The 6t is going to come down. We're going to combine the -12 and the -76 so that we get -88. And that's going to equal -142. We're going to add 88 to each side. So we'd be left with 6t equals 60, I believe. No, that doesn't make sense. Alright, that's going to end up being -54, I believe. Divide each side by 6. We're left with t equals -9. Alright, that's it for notes. Finish number 4, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.